Well, hi, Facebook. Welcome to RFD-TV's The Semifinals, presented by Dish. I'm Steve Kenyon, along with rodeo announcer Garrett Yerigan. We're here at the Cowtown Coliseum in Fort Worth, Texas, and this is...
Start over. Is this live? Because these people are laughing.
Yeah,
right
they are. That's okay. We're at the Cowtown Coliseum in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, Garrett.
That's where we are. I'm great. How are you?
Good. You just got done announcing a bull riding here tonight. Great job.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good night of bull riding, and when we looked over this roster before we started, we knew it was going to be a good bull riding. There was no arguing that. Rode 17 bulls tonight. Some of them, high 80-point rides. It was overall, I was very impressed with the guys that really stepped up. Because you think about it, yeah, this is Wednesday night, it's feeding into the semifinals, but big picture here, you got to ride to continue your chance for $1 million.
Exactly. And so here's the deal. 17 guys ride, so that means that they advance on and compete again starting tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, you'll have a chance to watch on Flow Rodeo, watch on the Cowboy Channel, listen on Rural Radio, Sirius XM Channel 147. Best ride of the night, Cody Nance, 88 3/4. And,
sure,
boy, he rode a bull.
For sure, best ride of the night, no doubt about it. He, there's something about Cody Nance, and Clint Atkins and I talked about this in-house. There's something about Cody Nance that this year we've not seen before. I mean, he has got a new twinkle in his eye or something. I don't know what cliche you want to use, but there's something in Cody Nance this year that says, okay, look, I'm tired of playing around. I want to be the best bull rider this year, and he might just step up and do that.
Cody Nance in the number 1 spot, J.B. Mooney second. He told Amy Wilson in an interview on the Road to the American, he's tying his hand in for a 10-second ride. I didn't think J.B. looked out of shape at any point during his ride tonight. He was 86 1/4. Wins $1,200. That's not really the important thing. The important thing is you get another one, and if you ride that one, you get another one at AT&T Stadium on Sunday, and they'll be dangling $1 million in front of J.B. Mooney.
Yeah, I said this word for word. I said, show me a guy that is more dangerous in this chance for $1 million than J.B. Mooney.
Right,
I mean,
I agree.
He's won 2 gold buckles in the PBR, so there's $2 million right there. He's won $7 million plus total, but that doesn't mean another $1 million is not important to him. He will have his hand tied in that rope for 10 seconds, not just tonight, but tomorrow and Sunday.
Yep. Valderon de Oliveira finishes third. Valderon's an interesting story because he retired. I've said more than once, rodeo, bull riding, all of this, the easiest sports in the world to unretire from. Valderon de Oliveira, living proof.
Yeah, it is. And I was there at the World Finals the year he retired, and it was a shock to all of us in the arena. And you could just tell, some guys when they retire from something, like it's just kind of, hey, Steve, I think I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
Valderon had a different approach about it. I mean, he was in tears the whole way through. You could tell it pained him to retire. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. It did not surprise me that he came back just because there was still so much passion in him when he did it that he came back. And I was like, okay, good to see Valderon. Let's see what he's got in.
Clint Atkins tells the story tonight. He says, Valderon went home. He retired. He went to Brazil. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't like. It's not that he didn't like being in Brazil. I'm sure he loved being in Brazil. He didn't like not getting on bulls.
He couldn't stand
Came
watching
back.
it.
Yeah, didn't like watching. Came back tonight. He makes an 85-point ride. Joao Ricardo Vieira, who is a former $100,000 winner at RFD-TV's The American, finishes fourth tonight, 84 3/4. Joao goes on and gets on another one. And let me again say, Joao is a former champion of RFD-TV's The American, who has now taken the first step in $1 million opportunity.
Right. So I said J.B. Mooney's the most dangerous guy for the $1 million. In my opinion, totally my opinion here, so Facebook, don't rip me for this.
Oh, nobody ever gets ripped on Facebook. Don't worry about it.
Ever. So
Yeah.
I think J.R. Vieira, the second most dangerous chance.
Yeah, I think you're right. There were 17 total bull rides tonight. A couple of guys made a business decision. Guilherme Marchi was like 53 points, offered a re-ride, didn't take it, didn't matter. If you rode, you get on another bull.
Here's the flip side of that, and I mentioned this because he was early on in the bull ride night, and Clint and I were talking about re-ride. Oh, it doesn't matter, keep the score because you move on. But here's the thing you got to remember: the format is here in Fort Worth at the semifinals that it's a 2-head total aggregate to decide the 5 guys that will go on to Sunday. So ipso facto,
53 is not a good building block for that average.
Not a good starting place. So a lot of things got to go in his favor to advance to AT&T.
The other guys that rode tonight, Douglas Duncan, Colton Jesse, who got on a re-ride and was impressive, 84 1/4. Rubens Barbosa, Marco Aguchi, Quentin Vaught, Fulton Rutland, Luciano DeCastro, Joe Frost. Joe, I talked to Joe a couple of minutes ago and had him on my radio show, Western Sports Roundup, earlier this week, and Joe said, I've just never had good luck in that building. I thought he made one of the most controlled bull rides of the night, 82 points. He was never, ever out of position at all on his ride tonight.
No, and the only thing that hurt Joe was maybe he wasn't as flashy as some of the other guys. We watched a couple guys really open up. When the bull would turn, they would really open up with their outside leg and give him some spur strokes and really show the judges. Joe, you're right. He made the most controlled bull ride, the most business bull ride, and you could tell he wasn't out to win the round tonight. He was out to make a qualified ride and continue his way solidly, quietly on the way to championship.
82 is a good building block if you're talking about an average.
Solid.
Sevi Torturo rode, Brennan Eldred rode, Claudio Montagna, who remember was in the 4 round and the reserve champion of the American a year ago. He got on a bull that big, long, high jumps, took 2 or 3 jumps before he finally turned back, but Claudio dominated that bull. It was a good bull ride.
Yeah, it was. And it was so good to see him, a guy that went to the World Finals last year and really has just shown that as young as he is in his career, he doesn't let the nerves and doesn't let the pressure bother him. Because like you said, he was runner-up to the 100,000 last year, but it didn't faze him. It didn't crush him. It didn't affect his confidence going forward that, man, I let that one slip out of my hands. He just kind of wiped it off and just moved on, and that's good to see that young guys can do that.
So just because I had the blank spot when we started, we're at the legendary Cowtown Coliseum in Fort Worth, Texas, and the historic north side in the Fort Worth Stockyards. We've got a busy weekend still planned for you. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Friday night, 7 o'clock, Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 full rodeo performances. The guys who rode tonight will be back again starting tomorrow night. We've got the RFD-TV Fan Zone kicking off, and the weather, to be bluntly honest, the weather was horrible today. Today was the worst day, according to the forecast, weather-wise, we're going to have. It starts to get better as of tomorrow. By Friday and Saturday, we should be in the mid-60s, I hope. God bless the weather.
Texas, remember, it is Texas.
And weather is the only business you can get in where you can be right 20% of the time and still not get fired. But that's a whole other story. We hope you will join us. If you don't have your tickets, go to Ticketmaster, go to AmericanRodeo.com. Garrett, Yerigan, you and Clint Atkins did a great job tonight presenting this to the fans. Nice work.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And obviously I didn't get to hear you, but I'm sure you did a fantastic job as well.
Yeah, well, here we go. Garrett was the hardest working man in showbiz today. He started at 8 a.m. with the tie-down roping slack and continued all the way through the bull riding tonight, and now a Facebook Live. My advice to you, go have a cold beverage and relax.
Okay, are we done here?
We're done.
Okay, bye. That's
awesome. There you go. This is Facebook Live. I'm Steve Kenyon. We're glad you've joined us. Tomorrow night, we hope you'll join us 7 o'clock on Flow Rodeo on the Cowboy Channel on Rural Radio, Sirius XM Channel 147. We'll bring you the first full performance of RFD-TV's The American, presented by Dish, the semifinals here from the Cowtown Coliseum. Tickets and more at AmericanRodeo.com. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. I'm Steve Kenyon. Good night.